Hello guys, hope everyone's well and welcome to my preview of the new National League match day. Just before we get started, there has been a couple of alterations coming out of the National League in the last couple of hours, in the last 10 hours or so. There will be games postponed. Altrincham and Woking have both got their next two National League games postponed after both teams have returned. A player has returned a positive test. So Altrincham were scheduled to host Kings Lynn on Tuesday before visiting Yeovil on Saturday, while Woking had home games with Bromley and Chesterfield on the same days. Both clubs have won 2 and lost 2 of their 4 matches this season. New dates will be announced for these games happening. So, unfortunately for a few of them, there's some games there that will not be going ahead. So we won't have as many to deal with in the next couple of weeks. But what we shall do now, as I'm trying to get to the information up, is what we shall do, thanking you, is we're going to talk about the fixtures that are on in the National League tomorrow. Like I said, Altrincham and Kings Lynn is postponed, and Woking and Bromley is also postponed. But the games that are going ahead, it's Boreham Wood. Let's start with Boreham Wood up against Halifax Town. Boreham Wood, like I said, they're being a very, very, very surprising outlet and team. I think people thought with Tishamanga being gone that they wouldn't cope, and as they're showing already, they are coping absolutely fine. They are coping absolutely fine. Credit to them, really. And like I said, Bournemouth are in second. They've won 4 of their first 5 fixtures, with a draw in the middle of that, And Halifax have had a good start as well, 3 wins from 5, so it is second against 7th. Halifax are a dangerous team. Pete Wild is a bit happier this week than what he would have been last week after the loss he suffered against Yeovil. So for this one, let's see. I'll go for Bournemouth 2, Halifax Town 1. The next game on is Chesterfield up against Barnet. Chesterfield had a bit of a shocker, shall we say, in the last game. It was a surprise when they drew the last 2, but drawing to Dover last time out. And again, that's a prime example of don't underestimate anybody at this level. And Barnet, they got a draw at the weekend. Harry Cool just doesn't seem to be getting anything clicking at Barnet. And even though Dover got the surprise draw against Chesterfield, I can't see them losing at home to Barnet. I'm going to go Chesterfield 3, Barnet 1, I think will be the result for that game. The next game is Dagenham and Redbridge against Weymouth. Now, Dagenham obviously leading the table with a good win at home to away to Kings Lynn on Saturday, so it was a very good result for them. Weymouth, I've got to be honest, they are becoming a little bit of a surprise package at the moment. Weymouth, they're doing better than a lot of people thought they would do, so far. And it's not going to be an easy game, this, at all. And I'm going to say Dagenham Redbridge 2, Weymouth 0. But this league just likes to keep throwing up some interesting surprises. Can Weymouth spring a surprise? I mean, they got a draw, a 1-1 draw with Notts County, but I just fancy Dagenham to have just a little bit too much for Weymouth. But got to keep my eye on these, because since we beat them on the second match day, on our opening game of the season, that I don't think they've lost since. So, be a good test for Dagenham, but being at home, I just fancy him to get through by 2-0. Next, we've got Eastleigh up against Dover. Dover with a creditable draw the weekend again. Well, not just a credible draw, a great draw for them against Chesterfield. I did not see that result coming. Eastleigh with a draw themselves against Barnet. Again, Eastleigh just haven't started yet. It's one of those games that if Eastleigh turn up, they'll win. I believe. But you know what? I'm going to go right outside the box here. And I'm actually going to go for a Dover win. I'm going to go for Eastleigh 0, Dover Athletic 1. For them to get their first win of the season and put them on -8. Like I said, they will graft. Like I said, with Andy Hessenthal's teams, they will graft. There's no doubt about that. But Eastleigh 0, Dover Athletic 1. Next is probably the tie of the afternoon. Tie of the evening, sorry. It's Grimsby Town up against Wrexham. What a game this is. And I'm not nervous about this one. As being a Grimsby fan myself, I'm not nervous. In fact, I'm extremely not nervous. Because we know they've got a strong attack. We know they've got Bentosa on throw-ins. We know what risks that Wrexham have got. So they've got Paul Mullin, and this is a game kind of like the Stockport game we had at the second game of the season. I don't have any nerves going into these ones, because you know what to expect. If they get a long throw, you know what Bentosa's going to do. You know he's just going to hurl it into the box. So you've got to be ready. You've got to be alert. So that's no real shock. You've got and us. I mean, like you said, we've got threats in John McAtee, Enrico Selzer, we've actually got threats all over the park. So it's going to be a lively fixture. This. I did a Grimsby Wrexham preview where I went 1-1. I'm sticking to that. Grimsby Town 1, Wrexham 1. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a win, but I'll take a draw from that game if we can get it. But I'm going to go Grimsby Town 1, Wrexham 1. Next game is Maidenhead United against Stockport County. Stockport's home form is dreadful. They still haven't won at home yet. Could this be a bit of respite for them? Maidenhead have just tailed off slightly, but they are, like I said, you can never discount Maidenhead at all. They can turn up and put a result in that you don't expect. And do you know what? I'm going to say Maidenhead are going to win this one. I'm going to say it's going to be Maidenhead 2, Stockport County 0. And that is a big call by me, but at the minute I can't see Stockport. They haven't clicked, and they still need to get Scott Quigley inside. Paddy Madden, no one's shooting at the minute, so we'll have to see how they go. But I'm going to go for Maidenhead 2, Stockport County 0. Next, we have Notts County up against Wealdstone. Now, I would have said that this would be a banker home tie. Again, I've said the same thing with Chesterfield against Dover. It was a banker tie. I think all Notts County fans are going to think, well, this is going to be a bit of a gimme against Wealdstone. But Wealdstone are coming off a win against Altrincham on Saturday. Late win. But they got the win, and I always say these are more worrying fixtures than anything like when they played Wrexham earlier. Well, they wouldn't have worried about playing Wrexham because they're supposed to be up there, whereas Wealdstone is supposed to be at the bottom. And Wealdstone can go to Notts County with no fear. I do see Notts coming out with a win on this one. I'm going to say Notts County 2, Wealdstone 0. I just think Notts are going to have a bit too much for Wealdstone, but you can't rule them out either. And you can't rule anybody out in this league, to be honest with you. The next game is Solihull Moors against Torquay United. I'm going to just give this a quick prediction here. I'm going to go Solihull to win this by 2 goals to 1. Torquay are just leaking a lot of goals at the moment. They can score, but for some reason they can't seem to keep a clean sheet or anything solidly going. And Sabara, is a real dangerous player for Solihull, and they're going to be very, very difficult to beat this year. Still are being, and I just fancy him to beat Torquay by 2 goals to 1. And the final game of the evening comes at Roots Hall, where Southend host winless Aldershot. Southend, Phil Brown is not having the easiest of times at Southend. I think there's still maybe something going on behind the scenes that may be holding Southend back. Aldershot are not going to fear coming to Southend. They're going to look at Southend as a chance because it'll be, a right get for them if they can beat them. I don't think they will. I think Southend will get a win. I'm going to say Southend United 3, Aldershot Town 0 will be my choice. They are my predictions for the midweek fixtures. Like I said, no game for Altrincham and no game for Woking, and they will also miss their games on Saturday due to obviously an outbreak in their teams. So unfortunately those 2 games won't be going ahead, but they're my predictions. What do you believe are yours? What do you think yours is going to be? And if you've got a team in there, give me what you think your team score is going to be. And I'll be back with another preview video on Thursday as we look towards the Saturday round of fixtures. See you guys soon.